So this is really for parents of some of our state preschool students, as well as some of our younger 4-year-olds or 3-year-olds whose birthdays fall between June 3rd and September 1st. I think I got that right. There's a lot of dates there. I think what I'd like to do is start off with just some introductions of who's in the room. I've introduced myself, and maybe we can kind of pass the mic and just let us know your name, why you're here, your students, and we'll go ahead and do that. And Louis, if you wouldn't mind, I can forward the slide, correct?
Yes, try it.
By doing, there we go. So we'll do introductions, and we'll just start right here.
Hey everybody, I'm Erin Homami. I am one of the preschool teachers here in the district. I have 3 daughters that have been through the district. My second daughter just graduated high school. My youngest has not finished yet. She'll be a sophomore next year. So been here quite a while. I'm just finishing my 10th year with the district. And like my 20th year teaching? I don't know. I lost track. But anyway, excited to be here. I think so. Everyone?
Yeah.
Parents, yeah.
Okay.
Or families, like.
Families, right. Hi, everybody. My name is Marin. My son Andrew will be potentially part of this program, so I'm just here to learn more about it.
Hello, my name is Stefan, and my family are moving here from Sweden, and we are interested in a program for articles of Kola.
Thank you.
I'm Peter Bill. This is my wife, and this is.
Hi, my name is Haik, and I'm here for my daughter Milana.
My name is Adriana, this is my husband Amar. We're excited to have our son Adrian be a part of this. This is not Adrian. Yeah, we're happy to learn more about it.
Hi, I'm Megan, and I can't wait to get rid of my kid and just.
Hi, I'm Allie Overnight Principal here at Course Grove, and I am so excited because all of the names I just heard are names that I called, so it's awesome to be able to see those faces to meet the names.
Did you welcome?
No, Rebecca Gamacho is our office manager.
Louis Alkazi, Director of Technology Systems, and I will hit the people online right now. Trent Taylor.
Will we be able to hear them?
You should be able to turn your mic.
Hi, yes, I have a son who will turn 4 in July, and I'm just interested in the program. I wanted to learn more.
Great, thank you. Katrina Fisher. Katrina Fisher. And Nathan Roach.
All right.
Hi, I'm Mimi. This is.
Hello, everyone. Pleasure to be here. I am Linda Adamson, your very proud superintendent, and we are equally excited to welcome your students. And how wonderful to have you all here this evening, set aside the time and to learn more about the program. We are thrilled to have you all here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kime, and I know a lot of familiar faces. I'm the state preschool teacher, and I'm so excited to have you all next year. And I've been working here for about, since 2015. I started as a sub, and technology is quite neat. And we're excited next year.
I don't usually use a microphone, but for the people who are online, I will.
My name is Barbara Martinez. I've been in the district 15 years. I run all the preschools in the district up until now, and very proud to be here to talk about our programs.
And I just wanted to say that for those of you that were my students, Marin, Peter, you know that I spent a lot of time at Pacific Grove High School. So being in this position of Director of Educational Services, I have learned so much about elementary education and kindergarten and preschool. And I'm just very fortunate to be surrounded by an incredible team of experts. And I thought, what better way to share this good news with the parents than to bring all of these experts together. I've spent a ton of time with Barbara Martinez in the last few weeks, and she truly is just a font of knowledge about pre-K. And we have these teachers. Kine was my own daughter's preschool teacher, and Aaron's kids went to school with mine. So it's just all of the connections are really strong, and I appreciate you being here. We're going to move on to just a really quick background slide. Currently, we offer a transitional kindergarten to students who turn 5 within this window right here, and that's September 2nd through June 2nd. And so that is, and then there's a new group that is being brought into the mix here that we're offering, and that's students that have summer birthdays or whose birthdays fall between June 3rd and September 2nd. So this is an expansion of our program, and we've redesigned our program so that we could include those summer birthdays, if you will, right? And that's going to be part of this program. And we have been designed a little bit of a shift in what we do. Currently, we have our state preschool program that is at the David Avenue School, and it is a 3-hour program in the morning, and we are bringing it here to Forest Grove. Very excited about that. So we could take advantage of some of the wraparound services, and you're going to hear a little bit about those services that are going to be offered through this new change. We are going to be aligning the curriculum with our transitional kindergarten program. So we're going to be working on curricular alignment so that we can offer, and which we always attempt to do, offer a developmentally appropriate curriculum for all of our students. We recognize that it's age appropriate is not the proper term because students develop at different rates. And then this is just a background slide that shows the mixed delivery preschool offerings that we have in our district. And this, I learned a lot from Ms. Martinez about this mixed delivery system and the programs that we offer, because as she mentioned, she's housed many of these programs at her site for many, many years. We have a PG co-op program that is offered both in the morning and the afternoon. You'll notice that all of these programs are for the ages 3 to 5. And PGAE means Pacific Grove Adult Education Program, and that is formerly the Lighthouse School in Pacific Grove. That program meets in the morning 8:45 to 11:30 a.m. and in the afternoon 12:45 to 3:30 p.m. This is a fee-based program. It uses Frog Street curriculum along with several other supplementary curricula. So again, that's in the morning and afternoon. We also offer a dual language co-op, which is essentially the same program where parents are coming to school with their children, but the dual language element is for those that are interested in learning Spanish along with the regular curriculum. And that is offered both in the morning and in the afternoon at the same price. We have the extended day preschool program. This is an all-day program, right? So if you can't wait to drop your kids off at school all day, this is one of those programs. That is the fee-based version of the program. It is at a PG adult education, and that's $1,150 a month. Again, same curriculum. And then this is the program that we're super excited about. This is the change that we're making. It's the one second to the bottom here. This is the state preschool program that's being combined with the summer birthdays program. And it's going to be offered here at Forest Grove Elementary. Again, it's for the ages 3 through 5. It's going to be including those summer birthdays. This is a free program, and it's part of our mixed delivery preschool program that we are going to be offering here in Pacific Grove. And then again, we have the transitional kindergarten that already exists at both schools. You have it at Robert Down and Forest Grove. That is also ages 3, well, that one actually should be more 4 and 5. There are a couple of 3-year-olds that, actually it's ages 4 and 5, so that's an error right there. And I will fix that on the slide, on that bottom slide. That does not include the summer birthday students. Any questions about that?
Do you have an after-school program here?
Yes, we do. So it's called the Monarch Club, also formerly known as the BASRP, or before and after school program. And
we'll share all about that shortly.
Abby is going to be sharing about that shortly. Any other questions about this slide?
Hi, the parents on Zoom can't see any of the slides.
I think we will try to troubleshoot that.
There might be 2 tabs in the browser.
Okay.
Not yours.
Oh, there may be, I'm told that there may be 2 tabs open in your browser.
No, I have all the tabs open.
Well, we will work on that, and please know that these slides will be made available on the website after this meeting.
So for the state preschool summer birthday program, the summer birthday is like the new kids that are coming in. Are they just going to be from the PG school district, or are they going to be from the county?
They are from the PG school district. That's a great question.
Okay.
So what does co-op mean in this case?
Co-op basically means that the parents and the students are going together to school, and so they're working together with the teachers there. And Barb's going to address that in just a moment. Any other questions?
So the state component of the preschool would still have children that are perhaps from not Pacific Grove, but from within the county.
Yeah, the state component of the program stays the same. Yeah. Any other questions? All right. And moving on, I'm going to hand it over to Barb Martinez.
Hi, everybody. It's pretty exciting to get to share all about our preschool program. I never really had this forum before, so it's pretty exciting for me. Again, I'm the principal of the adult school, and through the adult school, we have parent participation for student success programs. What that means is that we have our co-op preschools. A co-op preschool is where parents really want to learn alongside their students. So the parent is our student, and their child is the curriculum. You get that. So at the co-op, we have 2 3-hour programs, a morning and an afternoon program. Parents are required to attend 2 nights a month for a couple of hours for parent education classes, and 1 day a week inside the classroom where they're learning and working directly with children. So it's really an active engagement. Parents are at the foremost front of learning alongside their children. We provide them the skills to help their children be successful in school. So really we focus on the whole child. We are play-based, but we have an academic curriculum through Frog Street. We supplement with others like loose parts, Amelia Reggio and Montessori structurally. We also supplement with like zoophonics, phonemic awareness, anything that we need in order to have our children be ready for preschool and above, kindergarten. So here's an example of what you would see if you walk in any of our co-op preschools. This is actually our toddler 3's classroom. We have a toddlers 3 curriculum that covers 18 months to 3 years of age. And we are learning the Frog Street program. You will see all of our lessons are focused on the preschool foundations. We really include our parents in knowing what the foundations are, so we include those with our newsletters. So not only does the teacher know what she's teaching, the parents know what she's teaching as well. Part of our parenting partners, Mimi just graduated. Mimi is a parent guru right now. She's actually able to lead parenting classes through our adult school. We partner with parenting partners, and these are 2 of our parents that just went through the program. They are parent champions, and this is a quote that they said: "We're enjoying how the workshop normalizing parenting struggles and helps us feel less alone in its challenges. Concrete parenting tips and the use of action plan homework is helpful. We're enjoying using it to practice at home." So parents are in it together. Did you know that our co-op's classrooms are 44 years old today, this year?
Wow.
So if you go on to, and that, you know what that means? That means that just testifies to its success and the greatness that parents bring to this community and coming together. We're 2 miles in radius, and the parents place together, they move to the co-ops together, and they move from the co-ops together to elementary schools together. So it only makes sense to have a UPK or a preschool program at the elementary school, right? So that smooth transition comes through. And what UPK means is it just gives you another choice. You can choose. If a 5-hour program is too long for you, you can choose a 3-hour program. If this kind of setting is not for you, then you can use a faith-based program outside the district, or you can have a family member who has a homeschool. The state just wanted to be able to bring it down to age 3 and include more diversity within that program. So that's why we include state preschool and students with disabilities in this program. So it's my pleasure to meet you. I can't wait to serve you. And it's back to Larry or to Abby.
Stand on this side so I can see the slides. So our pre-K offerings here at Forest Grove in the next year will mirror our TK program as closely as possible. So we're looking at expanding the day to match our TK day, which is 8:40 in the morning to 1:55 each day. And it will be located down in the kinder quad, which also helps us with that increased socialization, getting them kindergarten ready, and really just understanding what it's like to be at an elementary school. Of course, we will feed them each day, so we'll have snack and lunch for them. And the best part of that is those are free of charge, and our kitchen team is absolutely amazing. I've never seen kids eat so much as they do here. There's always some brand new recipe coming out that's very kid friendly. So socialization opportunities, I think that's the highlight of this program more than anything. For our 4-year-olds, we're really looking at creating a collaborative music and PE enrichment, which means that we'll be working with our specials that we have on site to come in and help to support increasing just their offerings. And then also that matches our TK day as well. So these are the 2 TK specials, music and PE, that our TK students experience every week. For our 3 and 4-year-olds, we want to include them in everything here at Forest Grove. Whether that's a school-wide assembly, having a big buddy, having somebody in 3rd grade or 4th grade, that's really inspirational for them. And then recess and meal times, making them really part of the community here. It also gives us the chance to have some wraparound services. We have a school counselor and a wonderful mental health therapist, and even our youngest learners need that support. So we will have more information about this program as we're creating more and more pieces of it, and as the first day of school gets closer. But specifically, keep these 2 dates in mind. We have meet and greet. Every single student at Forest Grove comes in the day before school at 3 o'clock, and we take that pressure and anxiety off of you and your kiddo. You get to meet your teacher, see your classroom, drop off your supplies, find out where your kid is the next day, and they come in with less tears the next morning. So I highly recommend that you join us. It's not mandatory, but you will feel a lot of relief, and so will they. Then we have our first day of school. That's Tuesday, August 5th at 8:40 in the morning. Please don't miss that one. I think the best part of this program, especially if you're wanting to drop off your kiddo, so you may hear this called 2 different things. It's our before and after school recreation program or our Monarch Club. Depending on what site you're at, sometimes it's called different things. We are transitioning to calling it Monarch Club, but when you've called something else for probably 20 years, it just sticks. So if you hear about our before or after school program, you may hear it called PGUSD or Monarch Club. It's the same thing. So every day we open at 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. right before school starts, when our gates open at 8:30. And that's an offering that we'd like to extend to all of these UPK families as well. Then at 2 o'clock, right when your kiddos are out, they'll walk down if you're unable to pick them up. Pick up your kiddo, walk them up to BASRP in this, well, it's blocked by, by our screens right now, but there's a fantastic room full of lots of enrichment, fun, and games, and you can keep them there as late as 6 p.m. It is a fee-based service, but it's far cheaper than any babysitter you're going to find. And then when you have access to the slideshow, all of those are links for registration, our portal login, and then our handbook as well. And then curriculum alignment. For us, this is the most exciting part of the program because it really is a chance for us to get our kids kindergarten ready. And so while we're using the preschool and transitional kindergarten learning foundations as the guiding framework, it'll be linked there if you really want a bedtime story, dive in, go deep, explore it all. But this framework allows us to have that progression between preschool to TK to kindergarten to be able to close those gaps for our youngest learners. And of course, having Kine and Erin here on site automatically means that they have greater chances to collaborate with our TK and kinder teams, thereby making sure that there's that smooth, cohesive transition as well. And every Thursday, the rest of the school goes home early at 1:55. But that's the time that the whole school stops. All the teacher teams come together and they all collaborate. And this team will be part of that. We're also looking at piloting new curriculum with our TK to make sure that we're also really having that fluid system of curriculum. And so we're looking at Frog Street this year. Essentially, the goal of this program in general is just to meet every single student where they're at and then build. We're never going to say, you're 3, you have to do this. You're 4, you have to do this. Because just like they start walking and talking at different ages, they learn at different ages too. And we have that definitely in mind.
Yeah, I could do this. So parents, you guys want to know what a typical school day would look like for this program. This is a sample. It's not necessarily the one that's going to be your schedule, but if we had to go from 8:55 to 1:55, you know that every day really begins with a morning circle. If you've been in preschool before, we all start with students would arrive to the classroom. There would be tabletop activities going on, developmentally appropriate tabletop activities like for math and language and art. fun, play-based activities. We would come together, we would have circle time, we would then have snack. We would probably then go outside and have some gross motor time, jumping and playing and discovering outside nature exploration. We would have time for lunch, and then after lunch, you know, if your child naps now, if you're worried about the 5-hour stint for this program, we do have quiet time. It may not be a time where your child naps, but it is going to be a time when we're quiet. Lights may be dim, you may have reading time, just, you know, looking at books, things of that, soft music, you know, gray noise playing, brown noise playing. And then we come back, we do some more small group learning with art and thematic expressions, a closing circle with sharing what we learned today, talking, encouraging children to go home and talk about what their favorite part of the day was, and then packing up for dismissal. So it's a fun, it goes very quickly, if you believe it or not, you know. We spend 3 hours in the morning, we spend 5 hours in the morning. It's very, very busy and packed full of activity. Any questions about maybe what the schedule would be? Okay. Let's meet your teachers. So we have Erin Muckmo and Tina. And this is your time to shine. Just say a little bit about what you love about doing what you do.
I don't want to block the slides.
Sorry, I'm gonna stand right here. Oh.
I don't know if the folks online can see us, but I'm Erin Homami. I am one of the preschool teachers here in the district. I mentioned earlier on, this is my 10th year with the district. I started teaching preschool in 2000, 25 years. I was thinking 20. Time goes fast, like we were saying, all in a day's work, right? It really does go quickly. This is something that I absolutely love, and I'm quite passionate about it. Dr. Hasquist was talking about the premise of it being developmentally appropriate. I feel like that is somewhat of my soapbox. Age comes into play, of course, because we have to abide by birthdays. However, we really do focus on meeting the students where they are and scaffolding as appropriate. We don't expect them, every 3-year-old, to do X, Y, and Z, nor 4-year-olds, nor 5-year-olds. We try to build. It's all play-based. Yes, there are academics that are part of it, developmentally appropriate academics, but it is very play-based and it is a ton of fun. You can tell from the picture there that we do enjoy our time together as adults and with the children. I think we are a great team, and I'm very proud of us. So this is quite exciting for us, and thank you for the opportunity.
Sorry. Hi, my name is Kine, and I've been teaching, 20 years, yes, the same, since 2000. And I started at CCLC. It's located at the Procedure. That's when I started at 21. Actually, my son is 22. So I started working when my son was 1 year old. And I love working with kids because my energy is just connect with the children. My goal is, it's our goal to teach is have a great connection with the children and the family, because it's so important every day to have a great time with the kids. And they go home, they tell their parents what we did. We do nature walk. I love nature. I love playing soccer with them. I playing running with the kids. So I'm so active. So I'm so excited to be in Forest Grove next year and have a great relationship and having the kiddos to have all the kids to be like their buddies, because the state preschool was kind of isolating. We created things. We went for nature walk, we went to the charter school to do field trip. Halloween, we went to the playgrounds, play with them. So here it's going to be a great opportunity to be with the kids. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I don't even know what to say because this is just like, I feel like a little child, be like, yay, this is going to be fun, to have PE with them, go to the field, run around, have library day, music. It's so much, this is a great thing. I think you guys should be excited to have a great year next year. It's going to be fun. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Keith.
Yeah, I'm going fast because I'm so excited.
Yeah. Let's put our hands together for our wonderful staff and teachers. Kine, she's not kidding when she says she's excited. My own daughter, who had her as a preschool teacher, recently graduated high school, and who was sitting there in the audience and just screaming. It was Miss Kine, and she's just one of those teachers that, we remember forever. So thank you so much for your work. And I think we have one last slide here that I just want to say thank you. I want you all to be equally excited as we are to welcome your students. The whole purpose for us getting together today was to share a little bit about the many, many different programs and opportunities that we have that are available for your children. And we're just excited to have you. This last slide is really going to be for the website. It kind of summarizes why we're here. But that's all we have, unless you have some questions. Sure.
So for the co-op programs, kids can do those for 2 years, right? From 3 and 5, they can repeat it.
Yeah.
So this program, they can only do it for 1 year, and then they would be expected to go to TK.
So
That kind of.
yeah, so they would be. It depends on their age. So if they are part of the state preschool and they're not that summer birthday and they're younger than that, then they could stay in the program. Yeah. Any other questions that we have?
Yeah, I have a question. So I have a concern that as a child who's almost 4, they're going to be around children who are 3. So how in a year is that child going to have the same behavioral and social emotional skills as a child who has been with a bunch of 5-year-olds? So I'm concerned that if my child, who is almost 4, is going to be around 3-year-olds, that within a year when he goes to kindergarten, he's expected to be the same level as children who have been around 5 and 6.
That's a good question. I think that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with the developmentally appropriate curriculum, and also the idea that we are transitioning. All of these students have the goal of transitioning into eventually into kindergarten. And Barbara, I don't know if you wanted to add to that at all.
Sure. At the adult school with the co-ops, we have students who are 3 and 4, almost 5, all in a classroom at the same time. We're all learning at the same time. The 4s bring up the 3s, and the 5s bring up the 4s, and everyone seems to be ready by the time they move into kindergarten. So I guess I'm not quite understanding. Maybe you can ask the question again and I can be a little bit more specific.
Yeah, I think you said it very well. So the 4s, the 4s bring up the 3s and the 5s bring up the 4s. But if my child isn't with the 5s, how is my child going to be brought up, as you said, if they're always around children who are younger than them?
Well, they're not going to be around children who are always younger than them because we, just like Principal Aubrey said, we feed into other classrooms, and our students will have opportunities to be around typical peers their own age. Our curriculum lends itself to be developmentally appropriate, and we have it here. You're not here to see it, but we have it here displayed, and you can look at that. It's up to the teacher really to put out appropriate things that are age appropriate and developmentally appropriate for children. And so I would be confident in knowing that if I had a child, that was a 4 in a 3 and 4 classroom, that we would have exposure to students who are a little bit older and a little bit younger.
Thank you for that. So I appreciate that you're confident in that, but it seems like the state is not confident in that, which is why they have increased the TK age for these children. So if the state is saying that these children should be with older peers, it's hard for me to go, to understand that while you're confident in it, why are we going against what the state has said is appropriate for these children?
Remind me what you think the state said.
that these children should be in TK. If they were in a different district based on their age, these summer birthday kids, they would be in a TK class.
Right, well, our TK program is a 2-year program, right? And you could actually, you as a parent, if you had a 4-year-old going into TK with just 4-year-olds, you could choose to be in a classroom of 3 and 4s. So you could choose to be in the first year of a TK or the first year of UPK. You have that choice. It's all about choice. So you could choose to be in the younger class, or you could choose to be in just a 4 only. It's all about choice.
So is that going to be a choice for me as well if my child has an August 28th birthday, that I can choose for them to be in the older class?
No, but you can choose for them to be in the younger class.
So then in a year, can I choose for them to be repeat TK in an older class?
That is kind of what I think we're getting a little bit into, you know, the legislation, and we're in a unique situation here in Pacific Grove Unified, being a basic aid school district, and this is something that we addressed at one of our prior board meetings. I don't know, Dr. Adamson, you just stood up if you wanted to speak.
This is Dr. Adamson, just to answer that. I think a lot of the information has been shared already, but I think just to speak to, first of all, the concept of having 3 and 4-year-olds in one classroom, I think that's directly where you use the word confidence. Really where both of our teachers come in, and they currently in the program that they teach are serving students of varied age levels, and that's really where their expertise comes in. That's really where one of the reasons we're utilizing the curriculum program that we have for our street is specifically designed to be able to be used in a classroom setting that can meet multiple levels and abilities of students. I think Ms. Hamani used the phrase earlier that would be appropriate, and that's really where their skill comes in, is showing the students that they work with that they are meeting the students where they are specifically. So, as an example, you can get 4-year-olds who are maybe very advanced, either academically or developmentally, socially, emotionally, and others who maybe are more academically advanced and need all of that support socially, as an example. And I think that's really where we rely on the expertise of our teaching staff to do that. So I think that's the first piece of that. And the second question that you asked specifically was, why we're not really accommodate our summer birthdays, our students who turn 4, during that time period between June 2nd and June 3rd and September 1st. And that really is a decision that we needed to make as a basic aid district. But the reality is, and the positive part of that is the fact that we have now offering this program that really meets the needs of all of our 3 and 4-year-olds. And I think Principal Arbery specified earlier, just along the lines of how we're building this program specifically to align more closely with our transitional kindergarten curriculum. The fact that we have it now on an elementary campus is going to allow for more of those social opportunities for our 4-year-olds, for our students who turn 4 during the summer, to have more of that social interaction with our TK students. And it's in fact one of the reasons that we chose to move the program back to an elementary setting. Principal Arbery talked about the enrichment class as an example for our 4-year-olds. That is something we'll have the opportunity to actually do in some cases with some of the TK students as well. And we're hoping as well to have the opportunity for social interactions during the playtime and unstructured time as well. So hopefully that speaks to that specific response. I do see we have a question here in the room, so I'm going to turn it back to you, Dr. Harris, to pass it. And really, if there are more specific questions, and to the quality that we were talking to now online, if you want to really reach out and talk more specifics about your individual situation and your child, anyone else are available to do that. Spend more time doing that.
Thank you, Dr. Adamson. And we had a question over here. So this program, so the question was, this is from a parent who's new to the American system and is asking the question, are we opening up the program to 3-year-olds as well? This program is open to 3-year-olds.
So next question then.
And are you then, if the 3-year-old is coming, are you going to let the summer birthday children go and have the sponsor first? Or what time of the
So that's a great question. So this is, the state preschool is also an application based, and you have to qualify for the state preschool. We do want to make a priority to make sure that the summer birthday students have a spot in the spirit of inclusion and prepping them for their next year in kindergarten.
So I'm confused. If the age requirement is turning 4 on before September 3rd, then how can a 3-year-old be part of this? Because by September 1st, that child will be 4 years old or up. So how can a 3-year-old be part of this? I'm confused.
So this program is including students who have what we're talking about when we say summer birthdays, is they are 3 through the summer, and then they turn 4 by September 1st.
Yeah, so by September 1st, they are already 4 years old, right? So everyone is 4 or up, right?
Yes.
My son will be 3 on July 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
3. So we're going to have 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds. The 4-year-olds to be eligible for the program would have to turn 4 by September 3rd. I'm sorry, by September 1st. But then yes, we're also open to 3-year-olds. And what is the cutoff date for our 3-year-olds in still teens? They have to be 3 by
Their birthday, right?
Their birthday.
It's just their birthday.
Just their
So they can.
Okay, I was not
So it's
aware
3
of
and
that.
4-year-olds. That's it. I know we're talking a lot about the summer birthday students, but absolutely our 3-year-olds, we are accepting both age groups.
But again, then you have authority, I think, ones who are returning for.
Yes.
So for those of you who are interested in the state preschool program, please stop by the adult school and pick up a packet from Ms. Diane at the front office so that we can get you started on your way to registration.
Question right here.
What happens if I registered online? I went down to behind the middle school and the counselor there helped me register my daughter for the states.
So this is the question was, what happens if I registered online and then you went to the district office and you had
The gentleman counselor showed me where to go to register my daughter.
help you
Yeah, and they
register
said I
this.
was already registered.
And so if that's the case, Barb, that application will show up in your system.
Yeah, I will have a hard copy packet, so we'll still need this. So if you can stop by the adult school, I will help you.
Yeah, so if you could stop by, the solution here is to stop by the adult school, apply with a hard copy packet. With
Yeah, I guess I'm just still kind of confused about how, like, the birthdays and the prioritization and all of that works, because we're talking about like 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, who gets priority, and so what are their 3-year-olds? Because my son will be 3 on July 18th, but the only reason he's getting a spot is because he's special ed, right?
No.
No?
Not the only.
It's not the only reason.
So he wasn't special ed and he didn't get like a placement through all his assessments, and that he was just like a 3-year-old who didn't have special needs. He would also qualify for this program,
You can still
You could
qualify
apply.
through application.
but that's also need-based.
It can, yes, it can, yes. It's at first, they give priority first, and you should explain this better than I can to those who qualify based on it, yes.
Okay, so that's not just like, you know, anyone in the community, 3-year-old can apply. It's like they have to go through these channels to be like qualified or whatnot.
For state.
And just right now, just for a little bit of perspective, the numbers as far as applications go are pretty low.
Yeah, what are we looking at right now?
Yeah, I mean, right now.
'Cause I know it can change always.
Yeah,
but
it
right
changes,
now-
but it's pretty low. We're talking about, I think,
12, 15, I don't
well,
know.
that's including the summer birthdays.
Yeah, Okay.
So just for the state program, I think there was only like, I don't want to give out 2 or 3 or something like that. But like you said, those numbers change.
Yeah, because whatever parent or person was talking about their concerns about their 4-year-old, wanting to be around, developmentally appropriate 4-year-olds, whatever, older kids. Like I'm concerned that on the opposite end of that spectrum, I'm concerned that my freshly turned, barely verbal 3-year-old is going to be around these developmentally mature 4-year-olds. And also, 5 and 6-year-olds on the kinder quad. That's what I'm very concerned about.
Yeah, so
and the kinder quad is not fully fenced. So if you have kids that elope and run away and don't have one-on-one aids, then there's security and safety issues there. That's what I'm extremely concerned about because the campus right now at David Avenue is fully fenced, closed off, they have it down over there. And even over at the PG adult school, preschools, those are all completely fenced. They're very appropriate for, the groups you're serving. But this here does not seem appropriate to me, for my young 3-year-old. So that's what I'm very concerned about.
And we can talk more specifics about that, but I think, I'm looking over at Principal Arbery, and I think the area that we're looking at is very much, it's currently our kinder and TK quad area. When we shared with you this morning, that we're looking at a new kind of playground area center that's going to be actually installed over the summer over the summer break. I think specifically, on the safety area, that is very much an enclosed area. Our entire campus of Forest Grove is completely secured.
I mean, being able to access the upper levels of the campus.
Right. Well, I think that again, that's one of the reasons we have so many adults out and the students are out there playing. They are, it's all about their eyes being on all of our students to make sure that they know that they remain in that closed area during their playtime. So,
can I ask the teachers how they feel about the playground area right now?
Did you want to go first, Keenan?
Yes. Based on my experience, we're not looking about the playground. We're looking about the teachers and the aides because we have eyes everywhere to make sure that the children are safe. And also having the 3 and the 4, we usually split activities. So the 3s will have appropriate activities and the 4th will have appropriate activity. And when we go outside, we line up and we make sure we head count.
My son does not stay online.
Well, we'll teach him, we'll train him.
Or hold hands,
Yes.
or listen.
We have to, yeah.
It's okay, mine don't either.
Most of them
So we train them. We train them. In the beginning, they don't know how to line up. But when
Even
we
at the
make
end, when
noise,
we say line up, there's always a few and then
Yeah.
we're there and we help them stay. And it's not like it's perfect, but there are enough people there to keep them in a similar space. And, we're trying to get them ready for when they are a little bit older. But yes, we don't expect, again, we are still meeting them where they are. It's not like there's some sort of disciplinary action because they're not in line.
Yep.
We're just trying to give them developmentally appropriate exposure, basically.
and what we usually do, make songs and they kind of just get them distracted. We sing along as we go outside. We make fun activities so they don't run away so we always make sure that we have extra. We have one in the front, one in the middle, and one in the back. So to make sure that we're guarding everybody.
So you're not concerned that it's not fenced in?
Yes.
I am not, just because I've had a lot of experience where it was not fenced in. Kine kind of touched on it. We do have enough eyes and ears and hands, I should say, where, we're able to supervise the students appropriately. And so, no, I don't have a concern for that. I will let, my supervisors know if it does become an issue. Which is why our campus on David Avenue looks the way it does, because it wasn't always that way. So anyway, we do it as necessary, and again, supervision is there. So I do understand your concern. I definitely do.
Thank you so much. And, we're going to have students who are the oldest in their class and who are the youngest in their class all the way through high school and through graduation. Erin just was so emphatic when we were, prepping our meeting today. She said, do not say age appropriate, say developmentally appropriate, because she's so right, in all my learning and education and learning about those
Maybe that will
proximal development and those types of things. That it's really not about a day or a month or an age. It's really about development, and so that's what we're looking.
One more question. So as far as like the hand-to-hand drop-off and pickup, have you guys been talking about that? Because right now, parents are not allowed on campus to walk their kids to the classroom.
Yeah. So I don't know, what I had talked about prior is that we would come meet them. If parents are not allowed on campus, then we as teachers would go get the students from, whether it's the drop-off curb, because that's how we've always done it. I would just never do it another way.
And there was a little, if we rewound to one of the earlier slides, I don't know if we can do that right here.
So we would have to go out. You know what I mean? If parents are not allowed on, we would come out.
So
to get
you
them
would do
from
that for up to 15 kids?
One of the things that we did talk about, Marin, about the drop off was trying to stagger the drop off a little bit. And,
yeah, because it's pretty hectic right now.
And you'll notice right here on this slide, you have
It is wild.
You have a different drop off time. You have an 8:55 a.m. versus an 8:40, and the whole idea is to just not have everybody do it at the same time.
But we've even had, on David Avenue, we've had to stagger it at times too between parent drop-off and bus. And it hasn't been the case in the last couple of years, but I have had it in the past where I've had multiple buses coming in. And that's exactly what we've had to do is we go outside because the bus driver can't get off the bus to bring me the student. So we walk outside, and sometimes it is one at a time. Bring the student back in, make sure that they're with the people inside. So the students on the bus have had to wait for a moment while the staff goes back out. I mean, we're never going to sacrifice the safety of a child, bottom line. So that's just, hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah, it does.
And please note, this is one of the logistics that I know the three of us will be working on figuring out what's best for Forest Grove too, to make sure that all of our kids are accounted for and safe. So if the kinder area or pre-kinder area door and gate isn't the best choice and isn't working out, then we'll pivot to doing more of we'll meet you in a certain spot. Please also know that in my past life, I had a preschool on my elementary campus site, and we did allow our families to come in. We would just have to sign in the office and then back down. So I'll definitely be working with these lovely ladies to figure out what works best for this classroom location as well. But we just want to make sure that all of our kids are accounted for and safe at all times, and that'll be the priority.
Just one more question. And there's talk about staggering recesses too, right? Because I don't want my 3-year-old playing with, big kids to him are like 5 and almost 6-year-olds maybe in the kindergarten classes, and they're all sharing that same playground. It just seems like logistically that would be complicated to figure out schedule-wise.
Well, complicated, it's definitely doable. We just redid our site's master schedule, so I have full confidence that Christine can do it. Right now, we have looking at a separate lunchtime so that our kids are able to be just more free and have more time on the playground. We'll be working with our kitchen team to figure out exactly when the best time for snack is. And then also, again, working with parent and community to figure out when the most appropriate time comes to be able to integrate with TK is. And then also when they need to be off and on their own. So those are all discussions that we're going to be having very, very soon, and we can't wait to share those results with you.
So I'm sorry, just to clarify, there's attempt to keep them separate, but there's also going to be an effort to do the UPK with the TK clip time. Is that weird? Or are they going to be completely separate lunchtimes, recess?
Integration with TK, but not with kinder, correct?
Yeah, so I think the question was about whether there be integration with TK.
Yes, yeah, that's my question.
Yes, there would be, and Principal Arbron discussed that when she was addressing the wraparound services and the assemblies and things like that, opportunities for them to be together with those kids. Any other questions?
Yeah, I just moved to Pacific Grove from Monterey Peninsula Unified School District. My daughter is going to be entering 5th grade and my son turning 4 in July. All that I've done so far is filled out a Google form for Robert Downs School for each of them. And that's when I became aware of this meeting. What are the next steps for me to get my son into this program?
Did you want to address the registration part?
So our site secretaries are knee deep right now in finalizing the registration process, and part of that is Amy and Rebecca are both of our wonderful office managers, coordinate daily to help to determine who registers who. And so you should be hearing something very soon from our office as our Rebecca chats with Amy over at Robert Down to get that transferred over.
So Amy has been forwarding any summer days. Yeah.
Hi, this is Emily Brownfield, principal at Robert Down. I actually just connected with her school office manager today, and she has been taking any new pre-enrollment forms that have a summer birthday of students who are turning 4 within that window and sending it over to Rebecca Gametri, who is the school office manager at Forest Grove. So their coordination, and in some cases where there is a student that's already enrolled, an older student that's already enrolled, there's already a parent view account. I know that today, in fact, I was helping a family just follow up on a situation where they had a younger child and they had an older child already enrolled. So just making sure that that communication goes through and making that connection with Forest Grove.
So thank you so much. First of all, welcome to Pacific Grove Unified. And I think the answer in short is we will be reaching out to you shortly if you filled out that survey.
I didn't find out about this meeting, just I kind of found out about it. Yes, thank you, for another meeting. So how am I gonna be notified of future meetings and all of these logistics you're gonna be figuring out?
So our Rebecca Donato is also working with the adult school to make sure that all of those accounts are transferred over. They haven't been yet. That's why our summer birthdays were notified tonight, and then we'll be reaching out with even more information as we have it with this program very, very soon. So you should be added in quite shortly. Probably both. Probably mechanical and email as well.
Okay, so who's the principal here? Okay, awesome. Nice to meet you. Just wondering, because I heard principal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us. I'm just asking, who I'm gonna be dropping my kid off to?
We'll be reaching out. So if they've registered, that information has been shared here and we will be reaching out.
So if eventually many children join, there will be multiple classes or just one class?
That's a good question. Yeah, but we're planning on one class. And there's quite a bit of space currently, so.
Like, we do have a ceiling as far as I know, and then if for some reason we do have additional students, there are all these other options that Dr. Hadquist has already explained and Principal Martinez. So it boils down to, again, choice. We have lots of choices. So hopefully that
What is the limit?
Can you tell us age-wise? 24.
So the traditional kindergarten, is that what we're talking about here? And the state preschool summer birthdays, is that?
We're talking about state preschool summer birthdays here.
Here.
Yes.
So if my daughter's birthday is the day before your son's birthday,
Turning
that
3?
would be turning 4.
4.
That would be here.
Well, if she's turning 4.
She's 4. She'll be 4 on the 17th.
Yeah, of July.
July.
Yeah, so that's here,
She'll
that's the
be
summer
eligible.
birthday, yep, you're in the right spot.
She'd be eligible, yeah.
we belong to the town. So maybe.
Then they go to River Town, right? Then they go to their neighborhood school, correct?
Assuming there's space, yes, that's the.
What do you mean assuming there's space?
No, that's.
You are correct. If you are in Rotterdam's neighborhood school, then yes, you will go and apply for Rotterdam.
Even though they did the program here for
Yes,
the
yeah.
UPK?
Yep.
Okay, so that wouldn't like factor into their priorities or whatever.
No.
It would just be like, they did preschool somewhere else and they were just going into their neighborhood school for kindergarten or whatever TK. Okay.
I probably discussion with it. I don't have any. I don't know the word in English. I don't know which schools are the best, and I don't think any schools are better than the other one. So if she goes to UPK here, and the big ones go down, the next year when she starts kindergarten, if we like it here, can we stay, or do we need to go back to and also a question, the big ones, can we choose to have them here or school instead to have all of the children here?
We have what is referred to as a choice transfer process, that if that is a request that you are making to move to a school that's out of the neighborhood school, that's a very valid reason. That's actually one of the reasons we prioritize for families to try to keep siblings together, but that would absolutely be something that we can apply for. When making those decisions, it really is based on, as long as there is space at that grade level and we can accommodate the students, that we will always try to work with you and prioritize that. Yes. And if you want more information about that, we can lead you to where to go on the website, or if you're looking for our group, we can give you some details on that.
Hands down, this is the best school, don't worry
No.
about it. As a single parent, who I pay my own bills, I'm paying very high rent by myself for my daughter to go here. If it wasn't worth it, I would not be here. I'd be over in Marina, and God knows what they're teaching over there. So I'm telling you right now, you're in the right place.
We have two excellent schools though, yes.
That's why
Most schools in the
sacrifice
district are wonderful, but this is an amazing district.
Yes, I pay the money I paid for my daughter to stay here.
Yeah.
I have a chance to not be in the school district. I pay more money to stay here for my child, because I want her to develop well. And I had the best kindergarten, preschool teachers. I specifically didn't go here, I went right next door, but the learning I did, my teachers never made me feel stupid, and that's the number one thing.
Yep.
And I had a learning disability.
Thank you for
That was a
that
great testament.
wonderful compliment to the
You
work
guys
that we're
can't
doing in our
genuinely
district
listen.
and to our teachers and staff. That's amazing.
We really do care. That's
We do
no question
care,
about it.
and we're so happy that you feel like you're in the right place.
That's exactly why we do it. We do. Thank you for sharing. Yep.
I'm a sad.
All right.
Same.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So for the state preschool and summer birthday program, with, up to 24 students. What would the preference be, like first come, first serve? First come, first serve?
So so we're priority will go to the summer birthdays, right? And then those students that are in the program, and then, so it will be, we don't anticipate it filling more than the 24, but in case it'll be first come, first serve. I just want to say, you probably could tell with all the questions in the room that there's no way in the world that I could have answered every single question that came up. And I'm just so thankful to have this whole team of experts here. We are all working together. That's what we're all about here in Pacific Grove Unified. We're trying to build a culture of we amongst the parents, the students, and just so you know, it happens also with our staff and our team of leaders. This truly is a district that's going to make you cry because we care that much. Right? We are a team of we. Thank you for everybody for coming. Thank you for the team of leaders in here for helping answer all of those different questions. We will be posting online these slides, and we will be here if you have any further questions. Don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.